Wei Qiming, your new tea house is pretty interesting. But what kind of name is this?
You don't get it, do you? The stranger the name, the deeper people will think it is. In any case, Meng Xintong, you're usually so busy. How did you find time to visit today?
My current project has hit a wall, so I'm taking a break right now.
What kind of problem could make a workaholic like you stop working? Don't go all quiet now. What's the real problem?
I suppose there's a little more to the story. I had an argument with my superior, that's all. Don't mess with me, you've acted like a docile 40-year-old uncle ever since we met. I've never seen you get mad about anything before.
Boss, a customer is asking for you.
Got it. Sit here for a while, I'll be right back.
A leisurely day like this is a first for me.
Missing for half a month already. We have to treat him as a defector.
This song.
Don't worry, this Pipa is a good one. Well worth the price.
This voice belongs to the person playing the pipa.
Old Goo, you always sing the same 2 lines.
That's right, my ears are growing calluses from hearing it so much. Little Shin, why don't you sing a verse?
All right.
Little Shin, you're not going to work today?
I have the night shift today, same as yesterday.
2 days in a row?
Sorry, please excuse me for interrupting. I just heard you playing. It was a beautiful song.
Thank you.
My little sister has been begging for pipa lessons. I thought you were a professional instructor. I was almost going to ask if you were accepting students.
You thought? So now you no longer think I'm a professional?
Of course not. You just mentioned something about a night shift, so I presume you might be a doctor, perhaps a surgeon.
You're pretty perceptive.
Little Shin, we'll be leaving first.
See you later. I am indeed a doctor. Playing the pipa is just a hobby. I'm pleased you like my music.
I love it.
What should I call you?
Pardon me, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Meng Xintong, the Xin from Xinjiu, the Tang from Miaotang. If you don't mind. I would like it if we could be friends.
Sorry. I forgot I was still wearing my nail picks. My name is Shin Jian. I'm a neurosurgeon at Dai Hospital.
I'm an engineer, I work on weapons of mass destruction.
That seems pretty impressive.
It only sounds impressive.
Are you here for tea?
Yes. I don't know much about tea, but the owner is my friend, I came to catch up.
The tea here really is quite good. If work didn't keep me so busy, I would probably be here every day.
Xintong. And Shen Xianxing, the 2 of you have met? In that case, let's all have lunch together. I'll have my staff cook up some noodles.
Sure, I'll come back and find you guys after I bring my pipa home.
What are you looking at? Come on, let's go wait inside.
You go ahead, I'll come in after smoking a few.
Then I'll order our food first. Don't smoke too much, just watching you makes me nervous.
There's no need for that.
You look like you really enjoy smoking.
I usually smoke when I'm tired, and when I start, it's hard to stop. Want one?
I'm not keen on smoking.
Then, let's go.
This is just a tea house, right? Is it okay for us to eat here? Weilaban is pretty impressive.
Jian, which 2 characters do you use to write your name?
This guy, how does he suddenly have so much free time? He's acting like he lost his job. Hey, man, you've been coming to my tea house every day. You're not neglecting work, are you?
Something happened with one of my seniors. It's being taken care of, but everyone involved is under investigation right now. I won't be involved in any research projects for a while.
Are you all right?
I've already been investigated. Now I'm just waiting to hear what'll happen next.
Ah, as long as you're okay. But, dude, you know clipping newspapers is a hobby for people from my grandfather's generation, right?
Then how about you try calling me Grandpa?
You're no fun, get out of here.
I wonder, how long will it be before I can see him again? Shenjian? Did you just get off from work? You look really tired.
We had 2 patients in bad shape last night, and a car crash victim was brought in late at night. I barely had time to breathe.
Then you should hurry home and get some rest.
I'll go once I finish my cigarette.
I thought you didn't smoke.
I can't say I don't smoke at all, but I try to be conscious of my health. 1 cigarette per month. That's my limit. What's this?
Newspaper clippings, collecting them is an old hobby of mine.
May I take a look?
Of course.
There aren't many people who do this sort of thing these days. Have you been in the habit of clipping them for a long time?
Yes, since middle school. At first, it was my father who asked me to do it. Then it became a habit. If you'd like, you can take the book with you to look some more.
It looks like you add new entries every day. If I take it, you won't be able to keep your streak.
It's not a big deal, look. I just combine the days I miss.
It's alright, T. But if you don't mind, you can bring your other books of earlier clippings to show me.
Okay, you're leaving now?
Yeah.
Not leaving after all?
My legs have gone numb.
Shall I support you?
It's alright, I'll be fine after standing for a while. Oh, that's right. Last time, you mentioned wanting to buy a Pipa for your little sister. I'm free this Saturday. I can go with you to pick one, if you need help.
Alright, Saturday, then, please help me pick a good one. The numbness is almost all gone now.
Would you like to come over to my place for something to eat?
This is a good opportunity, but I'm afraid I can't today. My little sister is visiting, so I have to get home to cook for her.
You know how to cook?
What, don't I look like I know how to cook?
Not really.
Growing up, I usually took care of my sister. Our parents were always busy with work. That's how I learned. I think I'm a decent cook. When we get the chance, I'll make something for you.
Then I'll be looking forward to it. I'll make sure we find time. So, about Saturday, I'll meet you here at 9 to go shopping for a Pipa.
Sounds good.
I'm mad as hell. All men are pigs.
Aren't you in the middle of losing weight for your wedding engagement photos?
I'm calling it off. No photos. No wedding.
You had another fight? What was it about this time?
He got pissed just because I said one of my guy friends was looking more and more handsome these days. I talk about how hot my favorite idol is all the time, and he never gets mad about that. Isn't he totally irrational?
You're asking me? A lonely old bachelor like you wouldn't know anything about relationships.
Good point.
Do you want to eat, or would you rather starve?
Aw, I'll eat. But you know I'm only stating the truth.
Don't be a brat.
Big bro, you worked so hard to raise me, and now I'm getting married before you. You're not secretly upset about that, are you? If it's making you sad, I'll call my engagement off right now.
What reason would I have to be sad about that?
Loneliness, embarrassment, panic. There are people who say men are still blossoming flowers even in their 40s. But you're already like a bearing tree, you know. Hee, I understand. I'll see myself out.
Flowers, huh?
Saturday.
Did you not sleep well last night? He seemed to be in high spirits when we spoke yesterday.
I went to sleep too late. Probably not until it was almost 4 in the morning. I had saved up a lot of movies to watch, and I just couldn't stop when I got started last night. I ended up watching them all.
That doesn't sound like something that someone conscious of his health should do.
No harm in letting loose once in a rare while.
Hey man, good morning.
Morning, this is my friend, Meng Xintong. He's here to pick out a pipa for his little sister.
Hello, sir. My name is Su Yanwu.
Pleasure to meet you.
If your sister is a beginner and just wants to learn to play the pipa as a hobby, then I wouldn't recommend buying one that's too expensive. This one should be fine.
This one's made of Qingshui mahogany. Many people choose it as their second pipa. Compared to a starter pipa, it sounds a lot better. It's definitely good enough if you're playing just for fun. Here, take a look and get a feel for it.
Would you care to try it?
Alright, I'll play it for you. Is there anything in particular that you'd like to hear?
The song you were playing when we first met.
You mean when I was appraising a pipa for that young lady outside the tea house?
That's right. What was that song you played back then?
Dance music of the Li people. Would you like to hear the full piece?
If you would do me the honor.
You're incredible, as always.
Are you making fun of me? What did you think?
It was perfect.
So, this is the model you want? Do you want to take this one with you, or wait to have one custom made?
What would you suggest?
I usually wait for one to be custom made, but it doesn't make much of a difference. Taking the ready-made one is fine, too.
My brother here always waits for something custom made when he's buying a new instrument, even if it means he can't play for over 2 months.
Oh, why is that?
Having a brand new instrument gives me a feeling like I've been with it since it was born.
That sounds quite romantic.
Is this new?
Oh, that's the thing I told you about the last time you were here. I had a friend make it for me.
It really is different from the mass-produced kind. The floral pattern is much more intricate.
If you like it, I'll call up my friend tomorrow and have one made for you too.
Better not. This sort of fancy, expensive thing would just gather dust at my place. I'll stick to something remote-controlled.
Back there, Su Yanwu called you brother? Did you study the pipa together?
Yanwu is a professional, and my mother was his private instructor when he first learned to play. We've known each other since we were kids. He wasn't very well behaved when he was young. He was always getting into fights with older kids. Even when he was hurt and bleeding, he would try to knock down bigger kids and beat them up. In the end, his parents sent him to my family. I still remember when he first started pipa lessons with my mother. He obviously didn't enjoy it, but he always tried so hard to act like he did.
Why?
He was very fond of my mother. Back then, he was always saying he wanted to become part of my family and be my real little brother.
Could it be that his mother? Just a moment. Alright, stop crying. I'll come pick you up now. I'm sorry, something came up. I'm going to have to go pick up this girl.
No problem. If you're in a rush, you can just drop me off at the subway entrance over there.
If you have time, and if you don't mind, we can still have lunch together like we planned. We just might be joined by a young lady who needs someone to talk to. In all honesty, I'm guessing she's heartbroken right now, and I'm not very good at comforting people. I was also hoping to ask you for advice on another matter.
I don't have much experience giving people advice. May I ask what it's about?
You already know I've been on vacation from work for a while. Truthfully, it's not a voluntary break. I was involved in a certain project. A senior of mine, one who had a lot of classified information, also worked on that project. He went missing half a month ago and still hasn't been found.
His clearance level was extremely high. There are only 2 possible reasons for his disappearance.
He could have been abducted and taken out of the country. If that's the situation, we may never find him. Otherwise, it means he defected. Either way, there will be irreparable consequences. That senior is already 65 years old. A good person, a hard worker. Worthy of admiration on both professional and personal levels. No one believes he would turn traitor, but we don't have any clues or evidence that would explain his disappearance. The young lady who just called me was that senior's one and only student. Recently, she's been mired in work. She didn't find out about her mentor's disappearance until now, and she's heard the rumors, too.
What rumors?
This situation is gravely serious. Some are already talking about what must be done if the worst-case scenario comes to pass. But those are only rumors. We all hope the results of the investigation won't be bad news. That senior has worked diligently his whole life and made countless contributions to our field. Are you okay?
I'm fine. It's just the first time I've heard about this kind of thing in real life. I always thought we lived in a peaceful country.
It is peaceful, but there are always some unseemly things going on in the background, even in times of peace. Over there, do you remember the hotel that used to be there?
I think I remember something like that.
It was shut down because it was discovered to be involved in matters of espionage. In truth, this sort of thing is a common occurrence in any country.
I'm starting to think my worldview was too narrow and naive before.
Nonsense. Don't put yourself down like that. After all, there aren't many young people I admire. You are only the second.
Alright, then, who is the first?
The young lady we're about to meet right now.
I see.
Little Xiao. Good afternoon. May I ask who you are? My sincerest apologies. And I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name earlier. I'll call one of my colleagues right now to take you to the cafeteria for lunch. It's very close by, not out of the way at all.
Okay, thanks for your help.
You are
Shen Shihui. Your last name is also Shen?
I'm Meng Xintang. It's a pleasure to meet you.
5 minutes later.
Okay, you can stop crying now. Crying won't change anything.
This guy, he really wasn't kidding when he said he's not good at comforting people.
Uncle, I want to eat something sweet.
Uncle?
Alright, where do you want to go? Oh, that's right. I haven't introduced you yet. This young lady's grandfather and my mother were close friends. Her father was my mother's student. She and I are a generation apart. Her name is Jiang Yanshao. She's an incredibly brilliant little rascal. Little Xiao, this is Shen Jian. Uncle Shen is my friend.
It's nice to meet you, Uncle.
Nice to meet you. I'll only be 30 years old next year. I never thought I would already be called uncle. Age is truly unforgiving.
Welcome.
Hi, may I please get all of these? Thank you.
That much? Are you sure you want to order all of that?
That.
Here, try this.
To be honest with you, I haven't had sweets since I was 7 years old.
Eating too many sweets isn't good for your health, but not eating any isn't very good for you either.
Is that so?
Well, it isn't good for some people, like me. My mood suffers if I go a long time without sweets.
He's a doctor, but he's so adamant about this. It's somewhat cute.
Starting tomorrow, I'll be going to a different department for a while. Zonger arranged a new assignment for me. Uncle, don't worry. I'm fine, and you know I'm bad at staying put and doing nothing. My teacher's situation, I really do understand. I know we can't change what's happened, but we can at least believe in him. No matter what, I'll see this through. I'll finish the job.
I believe in you.
You really are a very impressive kid. I'm sorry, I must have dozed off. Where's little Xiao?
We just dropped her off. I'm the one who should apologize. You've been running around with me all morning, and I forgot to treat you to a meal.
Don't worry, I also forgot. I'm all full up on sweets, so I'm not that hungry. But you didn't really eat much. Aren't you hungry?
I really don't feel hungry at all. But are you okay after eating so many pastries?
Actually, I felt like throwing lip since the third plate.
But you kept eating?
I couldn't let the poor girl eat all that on her own. Besides, when you eat to vent your feelings, it's nice to have company.
That's reasonable, but I never thought of it like that before. He really is quite a considerate person.
What is it?
I was just thinking, you'll find a lovely girl and make her very happy one day.
I don't think I'll find anyone like that. I'm interested in men. Can we play some music?
Is it painful, dating men?
It's alright if it's just a matter of love, but in the real world, there's a lot of potential for unhappiness.
Probably more so than I'd imagined. Has he had a boyfriend before? What about now? What is it?
I just wanted to ask you, why did you ask me that question?
I just guessed that you've been through some painful times. You're too carefree, so much so that it doesn't suit your age.
I wouldn't call it painful. I don't have a lot of romantic experience, to begin with. I wasn't exactly shouting from the rooftops, so I can't say I know the difference between homosexual and heterosexual relationships. But your question was rather unusual.
How so?
Not many would ask about the pain first thing after finding out that someone's gay. You can call me when you pick up the instrument. I can help you to choose the picks, books, and whatnot.
I will, take care. Buying flowers at this hour?
Saturday morning. Hospital. I had work at the hospital last night. So I couldn't go home. Could you pick me up from the hospital?
I don't know where he'll be waiting.
Why didn't you say it would cost this much before the operation?
Please calm down.
You money grubbers put people's lives in danger. My dad would have recovered if he never had the operation.
I've explained before the operation that post-op treatment could get expensive. The situation depends on the operation itself and the patient's ability to heal.
What the hell are you trying to do?
It's very clear what I'm trying to do. Treat illnesses and save lives.
You messed up the operation, and now we have to spend all this money. You have some nerve. I'm telling you, this isn't over. You better return the money.
Are you all right?
I'm fine.
A doctor resorting to violence?
I'm not a doctor, I'm not that patient.
Xiao Shen, what's the matter?
They don't want to pay, they've been refusing even when we were doing the operation. After the operation, they complained that the post-op treatment was too expensive. They said it was because I did it badly. Keep an eye on them for now. If things don't resolve themselves, they can report me.
Don't say that.
It's just a report. Maybe I'll even get 2 days off for poor bedside manners.
Enough of that. If it's just about money, it's not a big deal. Are you all right?
It doesn't hurt anymore.
Nobody asked if it hurt. Wait, your shoulder's hurting again. Be more careful. Don't assume that it's fine just because it's healed. You don't want to lose your surgical career to your shoulder.
Hey, don't jinx me. That's not something I can prevent just by being careful. Fine, I'll discuss it with him next time and ask him to warn me before attacking.
Don't be a smart mouth. Why bother arguing? Couldn't you just avoid them?
But they were coming at Xiaozhou.
Oh, and you just had to be the knight in shining armor.
Can't you please save the lecture for another day? My friend's waiting.
Fine, just go.
He seems a little different from usual. Does this sort of thing happen often?
Just occasionally, there aren't that many unreasonable family members. It's a little stuffy, I'm going to open the window. Get another set of finger picks, for adults.
What kind?
Celluloid ones since they're complimentary. Get us a piece of rosin too. Sometimes the strings loosen. Use some rosin on them when you're tuning and it'll keep them tight.
Does your shoulder still hurt?
Your shoulder hurts? What happened?
Oh, nothing, it's probably fatigue.
Fatigue? You're a doctor, so you should take better care of your physical health.
I know. Let's talk some other time.
Why did you lie back there?
That kid gets too serious, he has powerful imagination, and he likes to overthink things.
Is it really that simple? You should avoid this sort of trouble in the future. If you can't avoid it, at least protect yourself.
Alright.
Don't just stand there without fighting back.
Alright, fine. Why is everyone lecturing me about this? Drive safe.
Wait, your shoulder's hurting again. Be more careful.
Shen, how's the old injury on your right shoulder? When did you injure it? I was accidentally hit in the shoulder once. It's fine now.
What is it?
Please help me write my wedding invitations.
What style of calligraphy?
This sort. You're finally making use of your old-fashioned hobby for your little sister. Are you happy?
Yes and no.
Sad to see me married off?
Oh, you.
Look at your calligraphy. Unprecedented and unsurpassable.
Shen Shiyan, is that him? You know him?
He was my classmate throughout junior and senior high. You know him too?
I suppose you two should be the same age.
I'm telling you, he's super impressive. The people I look up to the most in my life are Dad, Mom, and you, in that order, and after that, him.
Look up to him if you want to, but don't point at his name with your finger.
Remember how the SARS epidemic broke out around 2003, the year I took my university entrance exam?
Of course, I dropped you off for your exam.
So many patients and healthcare workers died because of SARS. That year, my classmates who wanted to study medicine all gave up. All but him. His grades were so good, he received an offer from the best medical university. Now that's a hero.
Shen Shiyan, it does sound like something he would do.
I once asked him why he wanted to study medicine. He said that his father was a doctor and that he found medicine interesting. Since he liked it, he chose to study it. I think his dad was a well-known pulmonologist. He was on the front lines during the SARS outbreak, but after that he passed away. His mom also passed away soon afterward.
It's hard to imagine that someone with a smile like that has already lost both his parents. From what?
I don't know. It's an upsetting topic, so nobody ever asked or mentioned it to him. I really admire him. Another friend of mine changed completely after losing his mother. He broke down almost entirely. But not Shen Shiyan. He became even more impressive. He even joined the rescue team for the earthquake in Wenchuan. He went straight to the heart of the quake as part of the first batch of medical responders. Basically, he's led the life of a hero. Out of all the people I know, he's my ultimate idol. He's simply Mr. Perfect.
Is it painful, dating men? Huh, what a stupid question that was.
Shen Shiyan.
I wonder how his shoulder is doing.
Mr. Meng.
What are you doing?
Picking out flowers with Lao Gu. Oh, he's the guy who sang Chinese opera when we first met. Hey, Lao Gu, put that down. That one's very finicky, even I can't grow it properly. You'll stress out about it not growing well, give me a minute.
Just because you can't grow it, It doesn't mean I can't. Shaoshin, you're looking down on me.
I am. How about you take good care of the easier plants first and change my mind? Lao Gu loves the flowers I have in my garden. He insists on growing them. I said I'd give him 2 pots, but he didn't want them. When he came over, he picked all the expensive, difficult ones. He's like a child.
Old men are like that. It's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of flowers in your garden?
I do. I have all 4 seasons in my garden. You can come and look at my flowers when you have the time.
Sure.
But my flowers are more beautiful than others, so I don't let just anyone see them. If you're coming over, you need to bring something as payment for the viewing.
Payment for viewing the flowers?
Think hard about what to bring.
Alright, I will. Is your shoulder fully healed now?
It healed ages ago. It wasn't a big deal, to begin with.
No more issues at the hospital? I'm afraid he already thinks of me as a nag, but I can't help but care about his well-being.
Nope, all good.
When he said he had 4 seasons in his garden, I thought he was just being romantic. But seeing this, I realize he wasn't exaggerating at all. I think I'll need to find something precious to pay the flower viewing fee. Give me some time.
I patiently await.
Shinchu?
No, it's me.
Mom? What are you doing home?
Isn't Shinchu coming over today?
She didn't say. Probably not.
Give her a call, then. The wedding's next week, so we should discuss what we need to discuss tonight. Aren't you calling?
You should do it. She'll be even happier if you call.
Shinchu.
Mom and Dad couldn't help with any of the wedding preparations. Shinchu never mentioned it, but I'm sure she's hurt and upset about it. After all, our parents were away most of the time ever since we were little. We wouldn't be able to contact them for months. I suppose they're making up for it a little now.
I bought shrimp. When you're done with the prep, I'll make deep-fried shrimp for her.
Okay. I hear you fought with old Joan.
Yeah, that was ages ago. It's not like you to be so rash and uncaring of the consequences.
How's the investigation going?
Not much we can do. Go back to work if you've had enough rest. Don't be so emotional. This affair has completely wasted years of research by 2 whole teams. Your trust in him is one thing, but taking precautions is another. You're in your 30s, so don't be hot-headed like a child.
In conclusion, emotion and reason are very different things. They shouldn't influence each other. I can understand that, but I don't agree. I will go back if you want me to. I was too rash back then. There won't be a next time, don't worry.
Mom, what are you doing home?
I came back because I had time. Why were you in your sweating all over? Get a tissue and wipe yourself up. The AC is on, so be careful not to catch a cold.
I missed you. Mom, I had the final fitting for my wedding dress today. I think the dress I picked is super pretty. Come. I'll show you.
Not bad at all, especially the design around the back. It's unique.
Thanks, Mom. As always, you can appreciate my tastes. When I showed it to my brother earlier, he said the back was ugly.
How is this ugly? Don't listen to him.
I said it wasn't bad, though.
Want a glass?
Alright.
Me too.
You can drink?
I want a drink. I'm happy because I'm getting married. I'll be drinking a few glasses on my wedding day too.
I can't even remember the last time Shinchu sat down and ate Mom's cooking like this.
Your father got in touch with me a few days ago. He said he couldn't leave work. He might not be able to attend your wedding.
But didn't he say he could come?
Apparently, there are parts that need technical adjustments, so he was summoned urgently to oversee things. He says he'll give you a call.
It's getting late, Shinchu, you should get to bed.
Mom, will you come?
It's your wedding, of course, I'll be there. Your father really wanted to come back, too.
All right.
Don't worry. On that day, I'll hold your hand in his place.
Is she asleep? There's something I haven't told you. I've been promoted to division chief.
Congratulations. All those sleepless nights of work must have been worth it.
I always feel that a person should shoulder responsibilities commensurate to their abilities. That's why I try to be the best at everything I do. But the deeper I look into it, the more I notice that an individual's abilities are limited. You'll realize that all you will ever know of your specialty is only the tip of the iceberg. But that only makes me want to deepen my understanding. I only sought to do well at work, but when it comes to you and Shinshu, I've failed to perform my parental duties. I believe your father has had similar thoughts.
Mom, nobody's perfect. There's no right or wrong when it comes to making these sorts of choices. It's just that you chose your dreams, so you had to sacrifice emotional bonds. That's part of why dreams are so admirable.
Get some rest, good night.
Good night. Why are you up? Are you feeling okay?
I'm thirsty.
Alright, don't knock your teeth on the glass. Why are you still crying? I know you feel hurt. The next time you see Dad, vent it all out and give him an earful, alright?
I don't even know when next time will be. I specifically asked him before choosing a date. He promised he'd be back.
Yeah, he's definitely in the wrong.
Dad should be walking the first few steps with me, then handing me over to that big idiot.
After all the venting, she's still thinking about that. Don't worry, I'll walk you. Go back to your room and lie down, or you might feel more awake the longer you talk.
Do you think you'll be like this in the future, too? So busy and tightly controlled at work that you can't even come back that often.
That depends on how good I am at it.
I know you're ambitious, just like Mom and Dad, but sometimes, a childish part of me hopes you won't become like them. I don't want to look for you three and not find a single one of you. I'm afraid I won't be able to meet any of you.
That won't happen. Dad just studies too specific a subject. Look at Mom, she's usually around, isn't she?
I don't want that either, you don't get it. If your wife were a strong independent woman like Mom, or just more independent and tough in general, that'd still be fine. But if it were someone like me, she wouldn't be able to take it. She might be the only one at home, and there'd be no one by her side to help her when something urgent comes up. She'd feel so alone, so helpless. I bet you've considered marriage before as well, but your job can't guarantee that you'll be able to keep them happy. And you're a self-critical person. You're not irresponsible enough to make a promise you aren't certain you can keep.
Which is why I will probably never get married. Get some sleep. But the good news you're waiting for is hard to find.
Shen, is what they're saying in the comments true? The gist is right, but the technical analysis is flawed. One moment, I'll explain it to you.
I thought he'll either send a voice message or call.
Did you understand it?
Of course, it's a special write-up by a scientist, but it was so easy to read.
Not a scientist, just an engineer.
You're whatever I say you are. How's the payment coming along for flower viewing?
Good news is hard to find.
If you don't find it soon, summer will be over.
I'm in no rush, didn't you say you had 4 seasons?
Alright.
Wedding day.
Bro, what's with you?
Nothing.
No, I've never seen you stand in front of the mirror and preen.
The bride should mind her words. He isn't the type to come on the dot. Since he's relatively close to Shinshu. He'll be arriving about now.
Congratulations to your sister.
Thank you, please, This way. He's here.
Excuse me, where? Meng Xintang.
You're here for the wedding too? It's the first time I've seen him make that expression because of me.
Meng Xinchu, Meng Xintang.
We always called Meng Xinchu by her nickname. I didn't realize, you two are siblings.
Clever.
You knew I was coming. You wrote this?
Come on, let's go in.
Your handwriting is nice, especially how you wrote my name. I even copied it out a few times. What?
Nothing. It just feels like I didn't waste my time practicing for 2 pages. This place is quite far out, though. How did you walk here?
I didn't. The taxi driver was new. He was going around in circles and couldn't find the place. I asked him to just drop me off wherever. It was just a short walk.
He sounds quite happy. You mentioned calling Xinchu by her nickname. What is it?
Xiao Xian, I guess I can't call her that anymore. It's a bit improper. Meng Xintang doesn't speak much, but he has a frank sincerity about him. It sets one at ease.
Shiyang, I didn't expect you to come.
Can't I come?
You know that's not what I meant.
Let's talk another time.
Mr. Perfect. Have mercy.
Congratulations on your marriage. May your hearts be forever united.
Thanks, Mr. Perfect. These smell lovely.
Are they flowers you grew?
Not the lilies. I bought those at a shop, the rest are mine.
You grew them? You grow flowers? Oh, I should introduce you. This is Shinshurian, aka Mr. Perfect. We were classmates in high school. He's a thoracic surgeon at First Hospital. Not only is he an outstanding specialist, but he also grows flowers and plays the pipa. And he's an excellent player too. His music is gorgeously arresting.
Wow.
Wow. Dr. Shen, can we add you on WeChat?
Weren't you going to discuss script changes with the MC? Are you done?
Everything's settled. Chinyo, where's my script?
Oh, it's on the table. I'll go get it.
You go ahead, I can just walk around by myself.
Oh, Mr. Perfect, I have a favor to ask. Help me with the music. Songku's in charge of it, but her musical tastes. I only said yes because she's my best friend. Could you go to the music booth and help revise her playlist?
This kid really has no concept of boundaries at this point.
Me?
Yeah, go on. Songku and Suyang are both there.
Okay, what language do you prefer? Is it okay if it's not in Chinese? What about instrumentals?
All good, no problem with any of those. Anything you choose works.
I'll bring you over.
Why do you have to go with him? You should get changed.
I'll get changed, then, you guys have fun.
Why are you getting changed?
My father can't come for work reasons, so I'll be walking Xinchu into the hall in a moment. I'm changing into a more formal suit.
This isn't formal enough. And I'm only wearing a dress shirt. I doubt there'll ever be an occasion for me to wear something that formal.
See you in a bit.
See you.
He must have chosen this song.
The gathered stones like white jade, the rows of pines like green. A man of beauty beyond compare, unique within this world.
What is it?
You look even better in this suit.
Thanks.
Shiyang, do you want to play I Found the Love next?
Let me see.
Xintang, it's time for the dress rehearsal.
Okay.
Why is there only one left? Where did the other two go?
Let's do that, then.
Okay.
What are you looking for, Xintang? Is it important? You look anxious. Go ahead and do what you need to do.
Why am I anxious? Is it just because it feels like that man likes him? We're just friends, even if we were lovers, we need to respect and trust each other. I have no excuse to go looking for him. No, I have no reason not to go looking for him either. It'd be fine if they liked each other, but he clearly doesn't like that man. Why does he have to entertain that man along? What the hell?
Cigarette?
No thanks.
I'm glad I got to see you.
Me too.
Perfunctory words from Mr. Shen. I might be antsy, but eavesdropping like this isn't right.
Actually, I keep wanting to ask you, have you found that kind of person? The kind you mentioned before.
Found? What kind of person? His ideal person?
Is something wrong? You look terrible.
Still no clues, the investigation has concluded. Don't get angry over something you can't help, Shintang. The report is just a document. Everyone has their own idea of what the truth is. It's the end of the month now, so come to work on the 1st. Group 2's senior engineer is covering, so you can take his work for now. I understand, don't worry.
A haphazard conclusion like that could very well destroy the illustrious reputation of a hard-working man. Are you upset? Something like this makes it hard for someone to vent even if they're angry.
I'm upset, of course, but when it comes to things I can't change, I have to find a way to accept them anyway. As for my anger, I've already vented at my superior when I first found out.
You? I can't really imagine it.
The news was too sudden, so it got to my head and I.
He says all that, but his emotions are probably still in turmoil. I've never seen him smile like that before. If you're not in good spirits, have a few drinks. Alcohol might not be able to drown your sorrows, but at least it'll help you spit them out.
Alright, will you drink with me?
If you need me to, I'd be more than happy. Lao Gu makes his own moonshine, but his wife Ho Hot doesn't let him drink. I'll steal 2 bottles for you to try. Did you go to the courtyard earlier?
Yeah, I was looking for you. I saw you talking to someone else, so I came back. How did you know?
There was a flower petal on your shoulder. Why were you looking for me?
I wanted to ask you what the title of that Japanese song was, the one playing when I returned after getting changed just now.
Just now?
Actually, I wanted to ask, what kind of person are you looking for?
Ah.
I found you.
It's a song that came out this year. I like it a lot. You like it too?
You are the one I've waited 30 years to meet. I really like it.
Shinchu is going to karaoke with her friends. I can come over to your place in a bit, after I clean up. Alright, no rush.
Must be nice to have an older brother.
It's such a shame you're not here, Mr. Perfect. You guys have fun. Mr. Perfect, are you still single? What do you think of my 2 pretty bridesmaids and their lovely singing? Mr. Perfect sent you a message. Stop introducing girls to me, I only date men, I'm serious, not joking.
It's hard to believe that such different people are siblings.
Meng.
It's me.
It's a bit hard to find my place. Should I pick you up at the tea house?
I think I'm at your front door.
Oh, the door isn't locked so you can just come in.
I wouldn't dare. I haven't collected enough for the flower viewing payment.
It's hard to view flowers this late in the evening. I'll let you in for free this time.
Thank you.
These are hosts, also known as plantain lilies, those are autumn crocuses. Oh, did you ever study them? Colchicine can inhibit mitosis. This is where it comes from.
My student days are too far behind me now. I have heard of this, though.
You have a big debt to pay, then. There's the lecture fee on top of the flower viewing.
Please, don't rush me, let me pay it back slowly. Why do you like gardening so much?
My mother liked it. Of course, so do I.
I'm sorry.
My house used to have even more flowers. Apart from the pathway, it was all flowers. But I'm not as skilled, so I can't grow very many. My mother loved flowers the way she loved the Pipa. Back then, as long as the florist's was still open when he came home, my father would bring a flower for her. He did that every day for over a decade.
Your parents loved each other a lot. And they were very romantic.
It's a shame they passed on before they could grow old together, but for them, it would have been a reunion. I'll make it clear now, I only prepared 2 vegetable dishes. The rest is up to you.
Alright, leave it to me.
Watch out, it's hot. Have a rest, I'll call on you once I'm done.
Broccoli boiled with salt, lettuce boiled with salt.
When he said his kitchen skills were limited, he wasn't being modest.
How many dishes are you cooking?
2. Do you have a big bowl?
A gift collecting dust for a long time stainless steel bowl. Not everyone gets to use such fancy equipment, you know.
A stainless steel bowl counts as fancy equipment? What do you wash your vegetables in, then?
I use this, it's very convenient. I use it for both washing and storing my fruit and vegetables.
He looks like such an elegant man, but he's a mess in the kitchen. Want to try? You can show me the knife skills of a surgeon.
I could if you gave me a scalpel. Where do I cut?
Just slightly below this one. One here, then another cut below that. Well done, you have a specialist's touch. Lao Gu makes such good moonshine.
Don't underestimate him, I've never met an old man more knowledgeable about alcohol. He can sing traditional opera and make kites too, he's very talented, just a little stubborn sometimes. It's my first time drinking with you. Shall we try some first?
I'm honored, thanks for the hospitality.
You have a way with words.
I do? I don't think anyone's ever said that about me.
I have. The first time we met, I thought, I really like listening to this man speak. Well, is it good?
It's not easy to compliment this flavor. Yes, it's not too salty, it's cooked just right.
If it weren't for that grimace, I might have believed you. I knew you could cook, but this is really good. What are these red bits?
I minced some tomato to go with it, in case the flavors were too heavy for you.
Are you really into cooking or something? Aren't you quite busy with work, under normal circumstances?
I just think about these things when I have the time. If you like it, I can come over for dinner more often, when I'm free.
That'd be great.
Your glasses, how strong are they?
0.5 for the left lens, the right's unadjusted.
Why do you need glasses if it's just 0.5?
They look good.
That's a very doctor-shin thing to do. Alright, to your good looks.
So you're going back to work?
Yeah, I called Xiao Xiao this afternoon to discuss her grandfather. To that, she only said 2 words, I understand. And then she told me that she didn't want to stay here. She's applied to enter the field with the models, that is to say, to go to a testing range. Testing ranges are all located in deserts, like the Gobi Desert.
The living conditions in these places are quite harsh.
I was actually quite afraid that the whole affair would disappoint Xiao Xiao. And the fact that I'm going back to work just because they told me to. Do you think it makes me unprincipled? Shiryan, as your mother, I don't mind if you become a hero, but can't you change professions?
No, but I'm curious to know what you make of all this. You say you're afraid of disappointing Xiao Xiao, but what about you? Aren't you disappointed? Will this affair affect you?
Disappointed?
What would someone as mature and steady as yourself think when you're obliged to serve despite clashing with your superiors?
I'm a normal man, it's hard to avoid feeling disappointed or helpless.
Why do you want to go back, then? If it's a difficult question, you can choose not to answer.
I'm just thinking how to express myself to you, because I have two reasons. One is very respectable, the other less so. Which would you like to hear first?
The respectable one.
I can't let the hard work of my predecessors go to waste. A lot of people spend their whole lives studying the same thing. Some succeed in producing results, some don't. In crueler terms, those who succeed receive glory. And those who don't may feel like they've accomplished nothing, from their own point of view at least. Yan Zhao's grandfather is in the latter category. What Yan Zhao is doing now is what her grandfather cared deeply about until his last moments. So no matter what happens, no matter who leaves, I need to finish off the things that should be done. Have you had too much to drink?
No, go on, what's the other reason?
Because I have no choice. This affair can't be blamed on anyone. If you must blame someone, blame it on international disputes, and on surreptitious schemes that aren't fit for public knowledge. I can't give up on the world just because I've seen a bit of how complex it can be. Do you get what I'm saying?
I agree with everything you said. Really, everything. And I really respect you. Why am I a little dizzy?
Stop drinking, then.
I'll show you into the house. The guest room's on the right. Ah!
I can go by myself. This is where he grew up. So the 10-year-old Shen Shiyan used candlelight in place of moonlight to light up the crabapple blossoms. And he accidentally lit the straw mat nearby. He really was romantic from a young age.
Mid-Autumn Festival, 1995. Shiyan's 10th birthday.
So his birthday is on Mid-Autumn Festival? Shiyan, Jinwan his parents? He must miss them a lot. This is a very old edition. I think I have one too. His phone's ringing. He's probably asleep. Shiyan, you're...
Let's get back together.
Since it's not from the hospital, it probably isn't urgent. He's had a lot to drink. I should let him sleep in peace.
Xiao, if you'll be there till the Lunar New Year, bring thick clothes. I was there last winter. I was still cold despite wearing 3 sweaters, 2 down jackets, and a military coat. Bring sunscreen too. It gets sunny during the day. The UV rays are strong. Remember your hat, mask, and gloves. FLL tell you if anything else comes to mind. And the radiation is intense, so you might get headaches. Don't brush it off. You need to bring protective gear. Take the one in my office too. I won't be using it this year.
Seems a bit long.
I'll remember, don't worry. Okay, let me know if you need anything.
Her reply seems normal. Is it raining? Shiyan.
Did I wake you?
No, it was the rain. I'll help. Is there anything else that needs moving?
No, go take a shower, don't catch a cold.
I borrowed your kitchen to brew ginger tea to ward off the chill.
1 second.
What are you looking for?
Medicated plasters, I think there were 2 left. Found M.
What do you need them for? Does your shoulder still hurt?
A little, just now. The collar's a little small, I think I'll need to take my pajamas off to stick them on. I can't reach it.
Let me help you. I said I'll help you. It's not easy for you to do it yourself. Press around and tell me where it hurts. I'll help you to stick them on.
You can help, but my collar is too small and it doesn't stretch, so I have to take this off.
Okay, go ahead.
This is where it hurts.
Even his fingernails are pretty. Here, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a hot water bottle? You should use a hot compress.
There's one, but it needs to be filled.
I'll get it. Hurry up and put your clothes on, or you'll catch a chill.
Meng Xintong.
What is it?
I've told you that I like men, right? You like women, don't you?
It's hard enough finding someone to love in this life. I don't think there's a need to limit love by gender.
Oh, I see.
Here, your hot water bottle.
Ah, thanks.
I forgot to tell you, your phone rang. You were sleeping pretty soundly, so I didn't wake you.
Yeah, I saw it.
While I was thinking about whether to give you your phone, I accidentally caught sight of that text. Apologies.
It's the first time that anyone's ever apologized to me for accidentally looking at my phone.
Why are you looking at me?
I was wondering just how strong your principles are. You've set pretty high moral standards for yourself.
I can't take it when he smiles at me like that.
Do you want to know why he and I broke up?
Yes.
Physical infidelity. He told me that there's no man who wouldn't react to an attractive body. I didn't believe it. Now I think you're the no man he was talking about. You probably have little regard for lust and desire.
Shuryan, may I ask you a question? What kind of love do you want?
Actually, Su Yang was right about one thing, I'm too much of an idealist.
No. He was wrong. A similar worldview, mutual trust, relying on each other, keeping each other company. We'll work when we have to, and go for walks together when we have the time. We'll admire flowers, listen to music, and go out sometimes to sightsee. I may have experienced a lot of situations where I didn't have the luxury of choice, but I hope that won't be the case when it comes to love.
Next day.
You're up.
Yeah, you're up this early.
It's a habit. You're not wearing glasses today.
I forgot.
Actually, you look good without glasses too. I guess this is what they call awkward.
My bad.
Does your shoulder still hurt?
I'm fine now.
That's good, then. Since you have an old injury, you should be more careful. Don't knock into things or let yourself catch a chill. If a thoracic surgeon has a serious ailment in his shoulder, he won't be able to wield his scalpel anymore.
All right. Which of us is the doctor here?
Something's come up at work, I need to go, take care of yourself.
I'll walk you. Here again, your Royal Highnesses. You seem a little thinner. I'll get you something to eat. It's so clean. Did he not sleep at all last night?
Couldn't find the plastic wrap, not much fish left over, but it'd be a waste to throw it out. I saw some stray cats around last time, you can feed them. Of course, you can eat it yourself if you want to. But I'm worried you don't know how to heat it up.
He understands me pretty well. Is it cold? Does it taste good? I think I'm under a spell.
Did you leave any for me? Keep it down. Is that all you have left for me? You drank 2 bottles of my wine. And you only left me a mouthful.
Gran.
No, don't call Granny Guihua. Let her rest.
You can't drink with that frail body of yours. Granny Hohot is right to stop you. I can't keep helping you sneak around. That's as much as I can leave you.
You used to leave me 2 mouthfuls. Why are you leaving less and less?
You're getting older and older. Take your health seriously. You won't be getting 2 mouthfuls from now on.
But
if you don't listen to me, I won't ask you for wine in the future. Granny Hohot only gives wine to me. If I don't come, you won't even get a single mouthful.
1 mouthful is fine. I'll split it into 3 sips. Fine. 1 mouthful is better than none.
Lao Bu, you've been drinking behind my back again?
I only got half a mouthful.
I'll leave you some again next time.
When is your friend coming again? Will he come next week? Which day? At least give me something to look forward to.
He probably won't be coming.
Then when will he come?
How would I know? The thing about love is it's too precious, and too frustrating.
The graduation concert is coming soon, when will you be home? I'll bring you tickets. My break just ended. When's the concert? The 9th.
I don't have any time off before the 9th.
I'll bring it over to the hospital on the weekend. Okay, thanks a bunch.
He's willing to come to the hospital. I wasn't expecting that.
Dr. Shin, you can start prepping for bed 17's operation.
Coming. Looks like he's finally let go of the past.
Are you sure this will work?
Of course, would I let you down? It's from the best traditional Chinese medicine practitioner in Jinan. It's good.
Alright, then. Externally applied traditional medicine probably won't have side effects. I'll give this to Shen Shuryan. Whether he uses it is up to him.
Hey, Shinton, if you have nothing to do right now, help me keep an eye on the factory. I need to go to Area 24. They're running experiments, probably till 2 o'clock today.
What are they working on in the factory?
Equipment, for when Da Xiao's team enters the field. We just need a few people from our group to supervise them.
No can do, we haven't passed the probationary and cooling off period, so we're not authorized to visit the factory.
All this trouble reorganizing when we only have a couple of people altogether. Work?
Done with the operation? Good work. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. I don't really understand traditional medicine, but I've used it before. Maybe it'll work. But my shoulder really is fine, you shouldn't worry.
I don't really understand traditional medicine, but I've used it before. Maybe it'll work, but my shoulder really is fine, you shouldn't worry.
I'll bring him some on the weekend. We can look into whether there's a way to brew it in advance so that he can have it on hand. He may be a doctor, but he probably doesn't know how to brew traditional medicine.
Please be careful with the patient.
Hello.
You must be Dr. Shin's brother. He just left for an operation. It'll take some time. He said you can just drop the ticket off and leave.
Strange. Didn't he say he had no operations today? May I wait for him here?
You can, but the surgery will take a long time.
It's fine. I haven't seen him in a while.
Is Shen operating on the patient from bed 22?
Yeah, the old man in 22, he was almost fully recovered from the last operation, but this morning he was suddenly in pain and had to go through a lot of checkups. It got worse in the afternoon, and things seemed. Dr. Shen came out of his morning surgery and said it looked very dangerous. He said there was no choice, the patient had to undergo an operation.
That brat's a bold one.
What happened? Is there something wrong with the operation? What's the problem?
Who are you?
I'm his younger brother, Su Yanwu. Where's the operating theater?
5th floor, turn left from the elevator and head straight to the end of the hall. Supervisor, what's going on? Is there a problem?
Leave what you're doing and come check with me. The head nurse said that they found vitamin tablets under the bed while they were cleaning today. The nurse suspects that they weren't giving the old man his medication at all, but vitamin tablets instead. But this morning they were panicking.
Panicking? My foot. They were squeezing the old man for every last drop. I don't know what their motives were in the beginning, but they were definitely after his money later on.
Hey. You see all kinds of things in a hospital. I'm not trying to be cruel, but you'll understand in the future. You can't judge people too harshly, but you can't think too highly of them either.
Frankly, I was wondering whether Dr. Shen really couldn't tell that his condition worsened because he stopped taking his meds. As long as the operation is successful, everything will be fine.
Pay for my father's life!
Sorry, sir. Your things.
Please calm down and listen to me. We've questioned the relevant personnel and looked at the security footage. The patient didn't take the medication we prescribed for his follow-up treatment. Before this operation, we already explained the nature of the operation and the possible outcomes to the family. This lady signed. You can't cause a fuss like this.
'Cause a fuss? My father died on the operating table, and you call this a fuss? My sister didn't know anything. You made her sign. You were clearly taking advantage of us. You think you can fight because you have more people, don't you? I swear, if you don't give us our money back, I'll sue you to hell. We lost a life, an eye for an eye. Hey you.
Su Yenwu. It's him. What's all this? Break it up.
Su Yenwu, calm down.
I'm fine, let go.
Oh right, Meng Xintong.
Are you okay? Are you hurt?
I should be asking you.
It's fine, it's not serious, just a scratch.
Don't move too much, I'll clean it up for you. Why did you come over?
I had time today, so I got you that traditional Chinese medicine. I wanted to give it to you after brewing it. But I couldn't reach you, so I came to the hospital to look for you. I don't know why, but I just wanted to come and see him this afternoon. It's a good thing I did.
Sorry for getting you involved.
Not at all.
Keep the wound dry. Don't eat anything that might cause inflammation, like seafood. And try to avoid spicy food too, got it?
Understood.
I'll change the dressing for you in 2 days.
The police came, I dealt with it for you. Seriously, did you learn nothing about this family after the last argument?
I did, that's why I asked them to sign the waiver before the surgery.
Don't tell me you didn't notice there was a problem. You knew about it and still did the operation. Are fights in a hospital a small matter to you? You have the guts to walk into their trap just because you're talented. Ask the entire hospital, would anyone else have done this operation?
Have some water, let me know if it's too hot or too cold. Come in.
Is Dr. Shen in?
The woman who tried to stop the ruckus earlier?
Dr. Shen, I'm so sorry. I really didn't know. I didn't know my brother and his wife swapped out the medication. I'm sorry, Dr. Shen.
Please stand up.
I heard the police say that it's an impressionable offense, causing trouble at a hospital. Dr. Shen, they're sorry for what they've done. Could you not report them? I'm sorry, Dr. Shen. Excuse me for troubling you.
Tell me, should I have turned her down when she was begging me to save her father? I'm done with work for the day, sir. My friend and my brother haven't eaten yet. I'm not going to stay here and watch. I know things won't be settled right away. Don't worry. I'm prepared for the consequences.
It was right to try to save him, but I'm going to say something you might not like to hear.
There's a huge difference between dying in bed and dying on the operating table. Once you put the patient on the operating table, no matter what the family did to him, they'll be able to drag you into it. All it takes is that one line, "He died on your operating table." I don't know whether the patient's family wanted him to survive, but I know the patient wanted to. And I was his attending physician. This was my responsibility anyway. I wasn't planning to remove myself completely from the matter. I put him on the operating table because I saw a chance of saving him. Based on his physical condition, I determined that I should operate on him. Whatever the cause of his condition. I'm very sorry that the operation failed to save him, and that it led to his death. I can't avoid responsibility for it. Su Yenwu.
It's hard to think of him as the lazy boss of the music shop I saw the other day.
My friend and my brother haven't had anything to eat yet. I'm leaving now, sir. Please keep an eye on the situation for me.
Can you drive?
Of course, it's just that I don't drive often because I never bought a car. Sometimes I act as the designated driver for my friends when they drink, though.
I'll drive.
No way. I'm not sure you'll recover from the mood you're in by tonight. It's a shame about the medicine. I went to the 5th floor to look, but I couldn't find it. The janitor must have taken it away. It's such a shame. Meng Xintong brewed it himself.
It's fine, I'll brew another portion for you.
I'm not eating, take me back to school.
Behave yourself, let's eat first.
No, I can't eat. Please drop me off at the school.
How many tickets did you give me?
2.
A string musician's hands are precious. If they're injured, it's a huge loss to everyone. Today's incident was an accident. Don't overthink it. But I can't say anything, because it wouldn't bring him any comfort. If I try to calm him down, we won't be able to avoid talking about the past and the constant source of conflict between us.
What is it?
Do you have time tomorrow? Yenwu's holding a graduation concert.
I do.
Good. Yenwu, we're here. Here it comes.
Can you stop being a doctor?
This question again. No, what happened today was unusual.
What do you mean unusual? Isn't once bad enough? How is this not a problem? What if it wasn't just one guy with a knife? What if it was a group of people with longer blades? How many of you would have gotten out unscathed? How many would be alive?
Sure enough, we're fighting about it. It's the same as before. I have no way of assuring Yenwu that I'm not in danger, no way of healing his psychological trauma. If what you're worried about is today's incident, I can promise you this. Even if this sort of thing happens again, I won't put my life in danger.
I will never go to the hospital again.
Fair enough, even I don't believe what I said. Who can promise anything when it comes to accidents? But other than empty words, I don't have anything else to give him. I shouldn't have let him bring the tickets to the hospital. I was too busy today, so I forgot he was coming.
Did he lie back then because he was afraid Su Yenwu would notice? Something must have happened before, to make them both suffer like this.
What do you want to eat? Sorry.
It's fine, leave it open if you like, I'm not cold. What is it? In a bad mood?
A little.
Do you want to eat? I'm not hungry anyway. Let's head toward your house and see whether there's anything worth eating on the way. The weather's really good today. Would you like to take a walk? I haven't seen the nightscape in a long time. There's no way I'd be comfortable leaving him alone at a time like this. It should be fine. If I take a walk with my primary physician, we'll even be able to discuss my condition.
How did I not notice what a smooth talker he was before? Where to?
The stars are out tonight.
This is that song from Shinchu's wedding. Via Bluetooth. He has this song saved. He's even more considerate than I thought. When I was little, I would often go walking with my parents, my mother and I would walk backward when the wind rose, and my father would watch the path for us.
You can walk backward, I'll look out for you.
I feel a little shortchanged tonight.
Why's that?
I had wine the other day, but I don't tonight.
We can go buy some.
Do you have a cigarette?
This is the second time I've seen him smoke since we met. Looks like the incident at the hospital had a big impact on him.
Yenwu's concert is tomorrow night. Shall we go together?
Sure, why is he so resistant to hospitals?
He doesn't want me to be a doctor. He had a bad relationship with his parents, for certain reasons. To him, my parents were more parental to him than his own. I've never told you about my father, have I?
You said that every day your father came home, he'd buy your mother a flower.
Yeah, they were always very romantic. My father was a doctor too, a pulmonologist. He was an excellent doctor. From the beginning of the SARS outbreak, when everything was still unknown, he was already at the front lines. It's a good thing he was never infected. Later, when it was over, a lot of media outlets reported on him, calling him a hero.
Someone who was able to raise a fine man like Shurien and risked his life on the front lines of the epidemic must have been worthy of respect.
He died in a fight at the hospital. Those people were actually targeting a younger doctor. My father blocked it for him. He was stabbed several times. Not even emergency aid could save him.
Are you alright?
I'm fine. I was alright, actually. Look, didn't I become a doctor anyway? But Yenwu witnessed the whole thing. When I reached the hospital, he was lying by my father's side crying, covered in blood. And not a year after my father passed away, so did my mother. She died of a broken heart. That's why Yenwu hasn't been to a hospital in many years, and why he's so opposed to me being a doctor.
It makes sense.
Does it? What about my being a doctor? Does that make sense too?
Yes.
You're the first person to tell me that. You know, the SARS outbreak was vicious, a lot of my parents' friends never came home. At its peak, we didn't know if we would still see my father the next day, but my mother never once asked my father not to go to the hospital anymore. When we had to submit our future plans for the university entrance exams, I applied to medical schools. My mother said it was great, being a doctor was great. But after my father passed away, she asked me whether I could give up being a doctor. She said she was never afraid that I would be a hero. Even if my father had died during the SARS outbreak, she wouldn't have asked me to find a new profession because of it. But, she said, heroes shouldn't end up this way. They shouldn't be let down like that. That shouldn't be how they leave us. Sometimes I wonder what my father was thinking before he closed his eyes. Fear? Panic? Yearning? Or?
My guess is, he was thinking of you and your mother, and no matter what he was thinking, I doubt he regretted being a doctor. Your father was a good doctor. I respect him highly. Someone like that wouldn't renounce his life's work on his deathbed, because everything he did was rational. The hearts of men are hardest to fathom. Sometimes, they're also the most terrifying. But we don't live for the hearts of men, nor should we live in fear of them.
Yeah. When nobody else understands you, maybe having that one person by your side is a lucky and beautiful thing.
So why did you insist on being a doctor? Not that I doubt you. I just think it's very admirable of you. I don't think I could have done the same.
I like it. Ever since I was little and went to the hospital to see my father, I'd always felt that the hospital was a sacred place. Hospitals are a person's first hello and final goodbye to the world. You might say it's the place that welcomes and delivers life. At first, it was for this simple reason. I once told Yenwu that I knew how hazardous and tiring this profession was, but that wasn't reason enough for me to give it up. As you said, we choose a profession not because it brings us glory or fortune, but because we acknowledge its purpose.
Did I say that?
Wasn't that what you meant just now? We don't live for the hearts of men, so we shouldn't be afraid of them. So why do we live? Why do we make the choices we make?
He's so brilliant.
Honestly, after my mother passed away, I hesitated for a while. I wondered if after that incident lost me my father and mother, I could really continue to be a doctor without regrets. But in 2008, I went to North Sichuan as a volunteer for my undergraduate internship. That was when I knew I wanted to take this position for life.
Why? The 2008 earthquake?
After actually receiving life and dealing with death in person, I couldn't leave. My first patient was a little girl, an elementary school kid. When two soldiers pulled her out from under the cement beam, she opened her eyes and asked me,
"Will I live?"
I said she would, but I broke my word.
Though I can't empathize with the feeling of handling death in person, from his tone, I feel as though I can see the tears he shed for life.
When I was studying, my grades were excellent. I was very familiar with all sorts of conditions. But when I got there, it felt like I couldn't do anything. Life is too fragile. Once, while I was trying to save one patient, another one was brought in, someone the troops had dug out after 2 hours of work. But before I could save him, he closed his eyes. Those who have never seen disaster can never understand what it is. Humanity, profit, selfish desires are nothing.
It was already very noble of him to go to North Sichuan as an intern. I once thought that you lived comfortably and freely, but it turns out that you're more familiar with mortality than anyone else. I once heard Shinchu say that you're very noble.
Not really, I've just always kept what a doctor is meant to be in mind, and what my duty is.
Not everyone can take on such a duty. You're special.
It's 11 now. We should head back, it's getting cold too, and you're injured. You shouldn't catch a chill.
Wait. I have something else to say. Give me a few minutes. Okay? May I smoke?
Sure.
When I was younger, I was certain I would never marry. My parents are both researchers. They're very busy people. Sometimes, they're restricted from meeting us. The longest period of this was 3 years. I'm telling you this because I want you to understand my situation before you decide. I don't know what my professional life will become after this. But, like you, I won't hold back from giving my all because of the danger or restrictions on my freedom. So if I have a lover, I can't say for sure how much time I'll be able to spend with him, or how long he'll have to wait for me. That's why I hesitated before. I'm not certain how much of our time will be spent together, but if possible, I hope I can make a reservation for a long-lasting love for our years to come, starting now. Whether we're by each other's side, or watching from a distance. I don't want to waste our precious little time together. I've weighed the pros and cons, but now I realize that when I'm in front of you, they're not even worth mentioning. Shuryen, if you could accept someone like me as your companion, I hope you can consider being together.
Other people would talk about how well they treat you, or how much they love you. But this person cuts himself open and shows you everything that could be bad for this relationship before letting you decide. Maybe we're not meant to define what love looks like. If he were my partner, the love we'd build would be beautiful, even if it's peppered with goodbyes. Because this person would respect me, love me, protect me, and give me his unrestrained candor. More importantly, he's loyal to love, but not love alone. Alright. If we follow the script, the next step is a kiss, right? The next step is a kiss, right?
Our positions seem slightly off. How do we stop our glasses from knocking?
This way. Should work.
There are many things I can't guarantee. But I promise that whether it's wine tasting and flower viewing, or the hardships and trifles of life, I'll go through it all with you as long as I'm able to.
Alright.
Shall we go home now?
Where to?
Either's fine.
My house, then. I have noodles and vegetables. It might be a bit simple for a first meal, but it suits your status as a patient.
Okay. May I?
Go ahead.
This time, I can go unashamed.
Why is that?
I have payment for the flower viewing now. Dr. Shen, is it alright if I exchange my love for the chance to see the 4 seasons in your garden with you?
Yes. No matter what words he says, this person never speaks them lightly. You went out of your way to download this song.
Because this song makes me think of you. I should have told him how I felt that day. If you have time, help me download some songs that you like. I'm completely useless when it comes to music.
What kind do you like? Slow, sentimental songs?
Just pick whatever you like. I'll probably like them all.
Okay.
This is even more like sick person food than what they serve patients in the hospital.
What is it? Does your arm hurt?
It's our first meal and you made it yourself, so I shouldn't be picky, right?
You can be. I'll adjust it according to your tastes in the future.
In that case, I'll be honest, I don't really like vegetables.
He'll eat them even if he doesn't like them. It was thanks to him that we managed to finish the 2 plates of vegetables the last time we drank together. These aren't vegetables.
What are they?
Years of life. Thank you for sacrificing them for our future together, Mr. Meng. You can sleep in this room tonight.
Alright.
Good night.
Good night. Shuryen. You're up early today.
I didn't sleep all night.
You didn't?
Since I've been single for so long, I might have been a little too excited.
I thought I was the only one who couldn't hide how I felt. After all that happened yesterday, both of us were quietly tossing and turning in our own rooms. We should have just talked all night. Did you move out the ones from the greenhouse too?
Yeah. I wanted to bring a bouquet for Yenwu's performance today, but when I texted him last night, it felt like the task might be harder than I thought. I'll bring him breakfast in a bit to cool his anger. We can go have breakfast at the alley over there. After that, I'll come back and do some gardening. What about you? If you're busy, you can leave after breakfast.
Of course I'm not busy, I'll stay with you.
Okay.
The first time I saw you, you were at the corner of the alley singing opera numbers with old men. Why do you like hanging out with them?
I just feel comfortable around them. Those old men all have a good sense of humor, and they know a lot about things. They've lived for so many years. After all, there's a lot about the way they think that we can't learn ourselves these days.
The way you think isn't something most people can learn either.
The usual 3 things, boss. I'll come over and get them in a minute.
All right.
I'll introduce you to someone.
Okay.
Welco. It's you. You're early today.
I got home late last night, so I'm here to buy flowers from you now. Did you get zinnias?
I did, but you won't be taking any today. Lilies represent enduring love. One's for me, the other's for you too.
So do I just pay for one?
What do you think? My name is Zhang Shiwei. Pleased to meet you.
Hello, I'm Meng Xintang. Pardon me for not introducing myself first. Don't you feel sorry cutting your own flowers like that?
Not in the least. When flowers bloom, they need to be picked when you cut them to give to someone deserving. It's not a waste of a flower. After all, how would you know what a flower thinks? It might want to stay blooming till it withers, or perhaps it wants to be seen at its most beautiful. That's what I think. Someone once said that I didn't truly love flowers because of this. Actually, I do, but maybe it's an unorthodox love. Of course you do. Waking up from drunken sleep at the sound of the rain, you remembered the flowers caught in the downpour, in the wind, and ran out in the rain to save the flowers. How could that not be true love?
How big a bouquet are you making?
It needs to be sincere. Oh, I forgot. I ran out of ribbon. I should have bought some from Shiwei.
I'll go get some. What sort?
The silver white kind. You can just tell Shiwei that I asked for it. You don't have to pay. I have an annual membership.
Welcome, Mr. Meng. What is it?
Shurian said he's out of silver ribbon. I came to buy some.
How did he finish it that quickly? He only just bought a big pack yesterday. No problem. Give me a moment.
Allow me. Where should I put this?
Just there. Shurian has good taste. It seems a little pushed in.
Careful, don't stand on tiptoe. It's very dangerous to tiptoe on a ladder. My sister once fell down like that. If you can't reach it, I'll help. Just tell me where it is.
That's fine. I was just being lazy. I only need to take another step up. Is it because, oh, Shurian. Here.
Could I get a few more ribbons if you have them? I'm worried he might have to come back for more if he needs them again.
There's only one left. I'll give him more when there's stock.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Meng. This may sound quite old-fashioned and maybe even annoying, but I have to say it. Dr. Shin hasn't had it easy. Please love him well. It'd be best if you can grow old with him, but even if not, please don't hurt him.
I won't. Please don't worry, I'll treat him as well as possible.
After all these years, I can finally be thankful on Shurian's behalf.
I keep getting the feeling that something's not right.
It's my first time giving you this, and it's my first present to you. I chose the most beautiful flowers, a representation of the 4 seasons. Kindly accept this, Mr. Meng.
What's a good birthday present? For someone I like. What?
Where did this person you like come from? Why don't I know anything about this?
Do you have any good suggestions?
If she doesn't, give her skincare products, or makeup like lipstick. If you get her a whole set of lipstick, I'm sure she'll like it.
Something he likes, a pipa. But I don't understand musical instruments. Even if I have the money, I don't know where to buy one, or what kind to get.
You still haven't told me who it is. Where's the photo? Let me see what my future sister-in-law looks like.
Not a sister-in-law.
That's only a matter of time. I was so sad that you'd be alone for the rest of your life, but you were doing these things in secret.
Go look for whatever you were looking for. Maybe? Lao Zhu, are you home? I need a few things from you.
1 week later, 2 days before Mid-Autumn Festival.
What is it?
Do you have any plans for mid-autumn?
Yeah, I'm on duty till 7 at night.
How about I pick you up from work and we go celebrate the night together? I'll cook.
Sure.
Next day.
If you have nothing else to do, you can come over to prepare beforehand.
Okay.
You can come over whenever you have the time in general.
I'll also need to ENG you home and introduce you to my family sometime.
Next day. Mid-Autumn Festival.
How does this person make me feel different emotions every time I come here? The crab apple flowers are as beautiful as ever.
Have you been waiting long?
Only one cigarette.
Let's drink this with dinner.
We're not having Lao Gu's moonshine today.
I forgot to get some today. His children are here, along with their kids. They don't get together often, so let's not bother them.
Happy birthday.
How did you know?
Your mother wrote it on the painting in that room.
Is that so?
I thought about what to get you for a long time. I don't know anything about picking instruments. So, instead, I'm giving you this. It's not very expensive, but I made it myself, so the reception and sound quality are decent.
This is better than decent, okay? I wouldn't be able to buy a radio like this in stores. I like it very much. Thank you, Engineer Meng. How did you get such high-quality sound from a radio? It's like a hi-fi player.
Considering the requirements of my special client, I made some improvements.
Special client?
A lifetime guarantee of after-sales service, upgrades included. What is it?
Nothing, I was just thinking that getting a boyfriend like you was worth more than I expected. Nobody else would pay attention to everything I like the way you do. I don't think I've blown out candles in years. You know what Yenmu gave me for my birthday?
What?
September, Monday Mid-Autumn Festival.
He really cares.
He cares too much. I don't think I can handle this.
You could learn, if you want. But I don't think these 3 classes will have much practical use for you. I'll find you a self-defense teacher.
Please, you guys have to leave me some time to stay home and sleep.
You.
Sure, Yin.
Oh, Chen Yen.
My grandpa asked me to bring you this wine and these mooncakes. The mooncakes are all specially chosen ones with bean paste filling. There's also a lantern my grandpa just made. I'll help you hang at the gate.
Hold on, let me introduce you to. This is Lao Gu's granddaughter, Gu Chenyan.
Hello.
Chenyan, this is my friend, Meng Xintang.
Nice to meet you. Where should I hang this lantern?
Have you eaten?
Yep. We had an aunt come over with her family today, so there were too many people. It was so crowded and noisy. I wanted to come here and hide out for a while. I'll leave soon. I won't bother you for too long.
It's fine, we're just about to finish dinner. Are you watching your diet? How big of a slice do you want?
Whose birthday is it?
Mine.
What? I didn't know that. I didn't bring a present.
I don't need a present at my age.
I'll get you one next time.
How are you doing lately?
Ugh, I actually came to ask you something.
What is it?
You know how I'm in high school and need to start thinking about the future? I don't want to go to a local university, but my parents won't let me go abroad to study. They're not comfortable with it.
I understand that.
But how could they stop me from living my life just because they're not comfortable with it? I have a right to my freedom of choice. They won't discuss it either. Whenever I say anything, they'll just say I'm still young and don't understand.
Children these days know a lot more than we did at their age because they have more opportunities to learn. But because they see more, and a wider variety of things, it's harder to tell what's real and what's not. It's easy for their judgment to be biased. Why do you want to leave?
I have a childhood friend who's 1 grade higher. Her grades were good enough to be granted a guaranteed spot at a prestigious university. But her school suddenly organized some event and another girl placed first, so she was given the guaranteed spot based on that. Her grades weren't even good enough for the spot. The school organized that event just for her. Just because she has connections, she can get ahead? That's not fair.
I can't remember where I read this. The two things adults most fear discussing with children are justice and death. The former because it's hard to describe and guarantee, the latter because it can't be avoided or predicted.
So you want to leave because you think your present environment isn't good?
That's part of it. I think education is better abroad, and leaving means possibly being able to stay there. What do you think? Where should I study?
What do you think?
The determining factor is your opinion. If you want to leave, go. But you need to consider your opinions properly. Both a change of environment and a goal of receiving a specific type of education are good enough reasons to go. It's your life, you need to think it over for yourself and determine what's right for you. At the same time, you need to find a way to resolve your parents' worries. If you have no way to convince them, that means you don't meet the requirements to go abroad to study yet. It's something you can delay. Many universities have joint programs with foreign schools.
I'm suddenly very curious. Do you never judge if someone's decision is right or wrong?
Why?
Just then, Chen Yan's words revealed a lot of dissatisfaction from a one-sided perspective. I thought you'd remind her of that when you were giving her your views. But everything you said concerned her personal development, clean of any subjective opinion.
If it's not against the law or common morality and it isn't a matter of right or wrong, but a choice she's making about her future, then what is there to judge? Everyone has different goals, different preferences. It stems from their attitude towards life and living. There's no standard answer. As for her dissatisfaction, I've always felt that every generation needs to develop its own way of thinking. A teenager's ideas can't be the same as a 30-something-year-old's. We can't force them to assimilate. There's no need to rush and tell a child that they're not mature yet. One day, they'll discover different points of views and grow from the experience. And for all you know, their dissatisfaction and complaints might someday turn into a hot-blooded, perhaps extraordinary, power to create.
If Meng Xintong could be a father, he'd make an excellent one. But some children see the darker side of society and become cynics. Surely, it's not a good thing for them to leave with such negative feelings.
It's fine, anyone can form their own views based on what they see or hear. That's a basic human freedom. I often feel that people who leave their country find it easier to love her than people who stay. As long as there's no great harmonious union of all the nations, a man's country is his foundation, wherever he goes. It's the same principle as a child with a poor family background being easy to bully. Human nature is the same, no matter how grand the scale.
Meng Xintong understands other people, no matter how different they are from himself. He wouldn't be complacent enough to say that his viewpoint is the right one, much less seek to change other people based on his ideas. He's very peaceable. You're so peaceable, you don't seem like a weapons maker at all.
What should a weapons maker be like?
Hot-blooded, patriotic, belligerent, that's what I used to think.
I am patriotic, but not blindly. Hot blood, I do have some of that. But belligerent. Trust me, nobody in this line of work wants to see a war. We know better than anyone else what the consequences would be. Battles may have different victors, but the common people are always the losers.
Why do you study weapons, then? How did someone so placid end up so duty-bound to such a specific research path?
Do you remember the bombing of an embassy in 1999?
Vaguely, the Americans called it an accident.
For weapon developers, this was a critical event. It was to humiliate, and to warn. I'm completely against war, but later I gradually realized that in a world of ambition and impure motives, only with control can there be peace.
Being with this person, I've really hit the jackpot.
Drunk again? You should get up and go to bed, then.
It's still early. Lao Gu's lanterns are so lovely. I'll play you a tune.
Alright. I'll do it. How do you put this on?
Place the left side of the thumb pick where the flesh meets the nail. The others just go on straight. Don't leave too much jutting out, this is enough.
Is the tightness of the tape alright?
It could be a little tighter.
Why do you keep looking at me?
I just think you're very nice to look at. I never thought I'd have the chance to change paintings with someone else.
Change what paintings?
The paintings my mother did. It's been a year, so it's time to change this one.
This was from when you were 11?
Back then, Lao Gu's family had a cat. Later on, when it died, they didn't get another.
He's hanging up a painting of his 11-year-old self at the age of 31. Did Shuryan's mother pass away when he was 20?
20 paintings in total. If I take care of them well, I can hang each one 3 times. Get some rest.
Let's sleep together.
I don't know why I said that, but I don't want him to be alone at a time like this.
Shuryan, if you don't behave yourself, I'll be very angry.
Mommy, don't go, I'll practice. Mommy, I'll practice properly.
What's wrong? Does your shoulder hurt?
I still miss them sometimes.
I know.
Let me sleep a little longer.
Liao.
What kind of tea would you like, Mr. Meng?
I'm not here to drink tea. Do you have a calligraphy brush, ink, and large sheets of rice paper?
We do. Please make your way upstairs. I'll bring them to you.
Did he move my flowers for me so early in the morning? Where is he, though? What's this?
The thatched roof of the straw hut is low and small. By the brook, the green grass grows. Drunken sounds of the Wu tongue jest pleasantly. To which family does that white-haired couple belong? The eldest son plants and weeds to the east of the brook. The second son is weaving a cage for chickens. The most beloved youngest is mischievous. He lies near the top of the brook peeling lotus seed heads. Shuryan is 31. May his life be safe and smooth sailing, full of joy and without sorrow. By Shintang, on the 16th.
So, this was what he wrote for me so early in the morning. This handwriting. Found it.
May the millennium be safe and smooth sailing. Meng.
It really was him.
You're about to graduate now. You may each choose a book from the reading corner to take home as a memento.
Safe and smooth sailing, Meng.
What lovely handwriting. Back then, I even copied it over and over. They say to read is to meet, but that was it. Excuse me, I'd like to order a newspaper subscription, too. Do you do it annually?
Even young people read the newspaper?
I'm not young anymore, I'm over 30. Young? I haven't heard someone describe me that way in a long time.
Over 30? You don't look like it.
It's 160 yen a year.
Alright, please wait here. I'll get the money. Lao Gu. Why aren't you in your tunic? Here's the money, please take it.
Nagi. Why are you buying a newspaper subscription?
I'm following your example, I'm reading more books and papers. Now go back and put on more clothes.
I'm not cold. I'm stronger than you are. This is just right for this sort of weather.
Wait a moment for me, Lao Gu. Granny Hohot wants you to wear this. Are you still going to say no? Why are you still so stubborn at your age? Don't overestimate your health. There's been a flu going around lately. Even young people don't wear this little when they come out. You're being rash.
Actually, I secretly snuck 2 sips of wine just now. I feel so comfortable all over. I'm not cold at all.
You can't.
I can't keep drinking wine in secret. But why haven't you come to take it lately? I'm going mad drooling over it. If I didn't steal a sip, I might have fallen ill from it.
Fine, it's my fault now.
When's your friend coming again? What are you laughing about?
I haven't had friends over lately, but I've started a new relationship.
Then why won't you bring them over to drink? Wait. You have a partner now? Wonderful. When are you bringing her over to meet us?
Keep it down.
Why? Wait here. I need to tell Gaiwa. She was telling me the other day that she wanted to introduce you to a girl.
Lao Gu, I have to tell you something first. My partner isn't a girl. It's a young man. Actually, being with someone is about finding someone you love. I don't think their gender is important.
A man. Hey, don't look at me like that. If it's a man, it's a man. Whatever it is, that's life. There's no need for me to be a dinosaur about it. It's not like I'm going to stop giving you wine just because you have a boyfriend.
Thank you, Lao Gu.
It wasn't easy for you to find someone. As long as he treats you right, it's good. Bring him over someday. I'll make your favorite food and drink with you. That way, I can drink in front of Gaiwa.
Alright, I'll ask him over when he's free.
I'll tell Gaiwa the good news.
You can't wear so little outdoors next time, you might catch a cold.
I'll install the newspaper box for you.
Okay.
If you want, you can write your name above the box.
When Shintang comes over next time, I'll get him to write it. His handwriting is better.
Next day.
Are you starting to take up old man hobbies now?
You can be the only old man. I'm too lazy to do what you do.
Alright. Someday, we can put both books together, so we don't miss a single day over all the years.
He's always unconsciously flirting with me. There seems to be a cold going around. Be careful not to catch it. Wear more layers if you have to, and eat more fruit to build your immune system. If you feel unwell, let me know as soon as possible. I'll write you a prescription. If you work too hard and don't rest enough, your immunity will suffer too.
Don't worry, Dr. Shen, I always listen to the doctor's orders.
It's so quiet tonight, we only have one patient.
When you're happy about being free, it's a sign that some horrible illness is going to come knocking. That's what the older students at our medical university concluded.
Shurien! Come see my grandfather, quick! Grandpa! Grandpa!
Cause of death, penicillin allergy. Time of death.
My grandfather only had a cold. He just has a cold, Shurien. Please, hurry, save Grandpa.
Penicillin allergy. Lao Gu, I told you to wear more layers. I told you to call me if you were sick. I'm a doctor. Why didn't you call me? Why did you run off and get a random 4-drip?
Dr. Shen. I didn't mean to.
Did you do a skin prick test?
I did one yesterday. Nothing happened yesterday.
You have to do a skin prick test before a penicillin shot. Hypersensitivity to penicillin isn't a lifelong condition. The body's reaction to penicillin can change, depending on the time, internal conditions, the immune system, all sorts of things. The result of one skin prick test only demonstrates the presence of a penicillin allergy at one specific time interval. Didn't you learn this in school?
Dr. Shen, I knew Grandpa Gu. I wouldn't hurt him. It was just he saw that his granddaughter was asleep. He didn't want me to do the skin test so he could get the 4-drip over with more quickly. I thought, since he was fine after the 4-drip yesterday, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Take this coat off.
He's gone. Wasn't it just a cold? Nian Nian checked his temperature, and he still had a bit of a fever. How could he just die?
Lao Gu was allergic to the 4-drip, they couldn't save him.
I'll go pour him some more wine. It's not good for your health, drinking 3 bottles at once. But I feel bad for you, leaving us on your own. You should keep some with you, so you can drink whenever you feel like it.
It smells lovely.
I'll walk you out.
Do you have a cigarette? I didn't hear Lao Gu's usual vocal warm-ups that morning. I should have checked on him.
Shurien, nobody could have known what was going to happen.
Alright, we're out of cigarettes, it's time to go.
I'll give you a call when I get there. Rest well tonight, don't think too much, okay?
Don't worry. I have an entire day of surgery tomorrow. I wouldn't dare skimp on sleep. Are you cold?
Grandpa saw that I'd fallen asleep, so he wanted to go back sooner so that I could sleep on my own bed. That's why he asked them not to do the skin test, right? It's because I was sick. That's why he brought me to pediatrics and ran into those people who killed him, right? So that means I killed him.
The doctor decides how to treat a patient, and the doctor decides whether to do a skin prick test.
I was worried about Grandpa getting a drip on his own, so I tagged along. I don't know how I ended up falling asleep. Why did I fall asleep?
The number you are calling is currently unavailable. Please.
Why is he still not picking up? He isn't in trouble, is he? Shurien.
I'm exhausted.
Come home and rest.
I'm too tired to move.
You can take a short nap here, I'll bring you home afterward. He lost weight again. Don't cry. Shurien.
Are we at your place?
I mentioned before that I wanted to bring you home, can you walk?
Yeah. You're wearing less than I am.
I'm not cold, put it on.
Are we going to freeze here arguing about who should wear the coat?
There's another way. Get on, let's go home. Get on, I won't be cold if I carry you on my back.
What's with the sudden romantic gesture? Aren't I heavy?
No, you've lost weight, you should eat more. Is it okay if I move some of my things into your house? I'll bring some clothes so I can sleep over when I have the time.
Sure.
When I was younger, I always hoped my parents would stay by my side like that, but we ended up spending very little time together. The only thing my father and I have done together since I turned 15 is mountain climbing.
Mountain climbing?
Yeah, it was during my 18th winter. He said we had to hike up during winter to know what it really feels like to reach the mountain top. We started climbing before dawn, it was extremely cold, everything around us was icy. When we reached the top, the sun was rising. The view ahead was red and warm, it was beautiful, and it really did fill me with a sense of accomplishment. What are you laughing at?
Your father may not have spent much time with you, but it seems that he taught you everything he should have. When we have time, let's go together.
2 weeks from now, we can go mountain climbing. We don't need a long holiday, it'll just take a weekend.
Okay.
Good night.
Xin Tong, I brought you 2 boxes of the fruit we posted about last night. Have you made breakfast? I want to eat. What is it?
Someone's sleeping.
Holy crap. Sorry, I got too excited. I'll go see.
Don't mess around.
I'm not messing around. I just want to see what my sister-in-law looks like. We'll be family soon anyway. What's there to hide? We're both girls. What's there to be afraid of?
He's not your sister-in-law, he's a man.
Holy crap. Wait, how did you suddenly turn gay?
Gay?
As in a man loving another man.
It's true that there's a higher probability of someone being heterosexual, but it doesn't mean that love between people of the same sex is unusual. I'm warning you, don't get too excited. Things happened recently, and he's not in a great mood.
Relax, I know my limits. Holy crap.
Are you eating? Don't you have to clock in at 8:30?
Forget clocking in.
Come eat.
Okay. I thought you already knew.
Jesus, no way! If I'd known, why would I have screamed in your WeChat messages?
Can you accept it?
As if I wouldn't, I just think you two should have mentioned that you had eyes for each other. If I'd known, I'd have brought you home during high school, you know? And saved you both the trouble of wasting your years, all but swearing you'd be single for life.
Start of winter.
It's the first day of winter.
Oh, hello, Director.
Have some, it's tradition.
We eat dumplings for every festival in the north. We're eating dumplings for the first day of winter, and when the solstice comes, we'll have dumplings again.
I heard something happened the other day. The patient with the penicillin allergy, how is his family? That kid is actually a relative of mine. After I heard about the affair, I scolded him so many times. He cried about it over and over again. Xiao Shen, I know I shouldn't say these things, but his parents begged me to ask you if you could talk to the patient's family to settle the matter privately. They're willing to pay anything.
Director, someone once said that a doctor's mistake is buried in the ground with the dead. As long as other people don't know you've made a mistake, you're still a good doctor who's saved many lives. Isn't that a funny thing to say?
Why haven't I seen you wear this before?
I bought it when I went shopping the other day out of pity for the salesgirl's hard pitch. But the color's too light, I'm already 30, there hasn't been an occasion to wear it, and it's not really my style.
I think you'll look good wearing it, your skin's fair, and you don't look 30.
I'm 31.
You're forever 18. You can wear it when we go out on a date.
The mood was so good, too. We were about to take off our glasses.
I'll get you a glass of hot water. Here.
Thanks.
Why's your hand so cold? You haven't recovered from your cold? Is it chilly even with those thick clothes?
My body probably has a predisposition for coldness.
You should see a traditional practitioner and get some Chinese medicine for it.
Ugh, please, no, I might be a doctor, but I can't stand how bitter traditional medicines are. When I was little, I had to eat half a pound of sugar for every bowl of medicine I took.
True, you like sweet things.
But I haven't had sweets in a while, maybe when the weather gets warmer. I know, no need for the lecture.
Get inside, then.
What's that?
Sweets.
I thought you don't eat sweet things.
It's always easier eating with company, eat up. What?
I'm just thinking how nice it is to be dating someone.
When your cold gets better, let's go on a date.
Where to?
I haven't decided, any ideas?
I don't have any experience.
What about mountain climbing? There's a newly developed mountain trail in Hebei. My friend went last week and said the view was pretty good. If you don't find that romantic enough, I have another suggestion.
That's a pretty good idea, this weekend. As someone who used to hide under the shade of a tree during gym class, listening to music instead, I never thought I'd agree to go mountain climbing in winter as a first proper date.
I should bring some candy for you, for energy.
You really think I'm a child, don't you?
Aren't you? You like eating sweet things.
Liking sweet things and being a child are not the same thing. Your logic's faulty.
Disagree.
Now you're being unreasonable.
Friday.
Xintong, the gloves are in the drawer, do you see them?
Found them. My 2008 scrapbook. I seem to remember Xinchu mentioning that her Mr. Perfect was part of the rescue efforts for the Wenchuan earthquake. I forgot to ask, how did you injure your shoulder?
I was accidentally hit in the shoulder once. It's fine now.
Facing the sunrise, I walk through the icy wind of winter nights.
What are you doing here so early? What's going on? It's only been a few days. Did you miss me that much?
I'm here to apologize, you're not a child.
Why the sudden realization? So am I a 31-year-old grown man now?
You're a hero. 2 days before the Lunar New Year, the institution will be organizing a New Year celebration for staff and family. Want to come and see?
Sure.
After that, we weren't able to meet for ages until... I thought you'd come from that direction. I didn't think the driver would take this road. You're wearing that?
It doesn't look good.
It does. I want to look at it properly later.
Please register.
All right. This box.
Relationship with contact.
Just sign below.
Relationship with contact romantic partner, signature Meng Xintang.
Won't it be a problem if you write that? People will gossip. If they know, they might think badly of you.
They won't fire me. They can't find anyone to replace me. As for gossip, I never listen to it.
Are you showing off?
Wait.
2015 New Year Gala family.
I finally get to see you after waiting so long. You don't know how much I missed you. If we weren't trying to be low-key, I really would kiss you right here.
Your sweet nothings are getting more and more direct.
They're not sweet nothings. I mean them.
Do I look good?
Very. I forgot to mention it, but you'll meet my mother soon.
Your mother, why didn't you say so before?
Nervous?
Yeah, I wish I'd put on something more serious. She.
Don't worry, I've said and done everything that needs to be said and done. You just need to show her what a great person you are. After all, that's not something I can describe.
What have you been picking up?
It's not something I need to pick up. I mean it from the bottom of my heart.
Is your mother here yet?
She told me she's busy with work, so she'll be late.
God is my witness, this is my first time meeting a parent. Hello, ma'am, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Xintang mentioned you a while ago, but I was always busy with work, so I couldn't find the time to see you.
It's fine, I should have come to see you.
Xintang tells me you're 31, but you don't look like it to me.
He looks young. What's on your mind?
Your mother.
What about her?
The way she's humble and polite when she speaks, the way she bowed when she walked in and sat at a seat near the edges, and after talking, she gathered up a used paper cup that wasn't even hers. I wasn't thinking of much. I just thought that you don't have to interact a lot with someone of that caliber to know that they're an excellent person. When he grows old, he'll definitely be an extremely attractive old man, with humility, character, benevolence, and an evergreen romantic streak. It's New Year's Eve tomorrow, we should spend it well.
Of course, but a lot of shops probably won't be open, so it'll take us some effort.
I bought everything. I don't know what you need, but I bought everything I know. The receipt was this long. A lot of people were staring at me when I was paying.
Thank you.
It's the new year. The new year is for listening to your loved ones talk about their day-to-day.
Morning of New Year's Eve.
You're up.
Have you been up for a while?
Not that long. Were you surprised just now?
It was okay, that alarm's a little loud. You can do paper cutting?
I learned a little from my mother.
You cut directly? You don't need to sketch it first.
I only know a few patterns. I've been cutting them for so many years, I know them by heart. Let's make do with these. Well?
Beautiful. You're fairer than in summer.
I get fair in winter. I used to think I was really fair until I met Shinshihue. Then I found out what being fair really meant.
You compliment Shinshihue a lot, it seems.
You're not jealous, are you?
Maybe. Is it childish?
Very, but that means you're in love. Don't worry, I'm very picky. You're the only one in the whole world I'd want to spend New Year's Eve with.
We have a lot of food today, so eat more. You've been losing weight, haven't you?
I've obviously been gaining weight, you can pinch and see.
Really? I don't think so, it's not obvious at all, and I always think you should eat more.
You're blind.
I'm not.
Out with the old, in with the new. I'm grateful for the year we've had, and I'm looking forward to our next. I'm grateful that we met this year, and I look forward to spending the rest of our lives together. To a new year. A peaceful, good one.
The first time we drank together, you were drunk for a while, you lay down on the table, and I thought you looked really adorable.
Adorable? That word doesn't suit someone of my age.
It has nothing to do with age, it's about heart. Like the first time I saw you and sensed that you were an eternal youth.
What do you think?
I'm not a good judge of film, but I think it was decent. At least, I enjoyed watching it. What do you think the female lead thought, at the end, after she heard the song?
It resolved her uncertainty, I think. What about you?
People who want different things will end up walking separate paths. The worlds they want aren't the same, their futures can't possibly overlap.
Even if there wasn't the infidelity plotline, they would have broken up someday, because Greta always believed in music for fun.
I really like the song, especially that one line. Yesterday I saw a lion liss a deer. It's philosophical as well as romantic, don't you think?
How is it philosophical?
I notice you have an unusual understanding of romance. If we forget about the melody, there's a lot you can read into that line. It could be about how the strong won't prey on the weak, or about love that transcends identity, status, or gender. I can kiss you, so long as I love you.
Are you a lion? Should we take off our glasses?
This time, I don't think it'll stop at the glasses. You do it.
I took off your glasses then. This time, you do it.
Are you sure?
Like you just said.
Lion or deer, it doesn't matter. Do you feel any discomfort?
Let's sleep here for a while.
Okay.
I really like that song too. Yesterday I saw a lion kiss a deer. Turn the page, maybe we'll find a brand new ending where we're dancing in our tears. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I love you. The site of this mission isn't in Beijing. It's the project of that superior I mentioned before. It's a rather important project, and there are special circumstances, so I made a guarantee. The higher-ups have given me a time limit of 15 months for this stage. If I can't produce results in that time, it'll be a failure.
And what happens if you fail?
Then I'll continue to work at it, but with a different plan, if the higher-ups approve it. We all think this goal is achievable. It's just that it might take some time to find the right method.
And if it isn't? Will anything happen to you?
If we don't succeed, that means that this isn't within our abilities. So it's beyond me. To put in a slightly more pompous way, even if my blood and sweat amount to nothing but splatters on the ground, there'll always be someone to succeed me. If I can't do it, there must be someone else who can. I'll be the stepping stone towards that. Don't worry, I'll work hard and come back as soon as possible. Take care of yourself. I'm worried you'll run yourself ragged.
That's my line.
Next day.
A photo of the Gobi Desert's empty vastness. Spring went, and autumn came. Another mid-autumn was here.
Mr. Perfect.
Shinshu, what are you doing here?
Happy birthday, Mr. Perfect. I was given orders to deliver this. I waited for ages, but you never replied to my WeChat message.
Sorry, my phone died.
It's fine, I'm just doing what a sister-in-law should. My brother asked someone to bring this birthday present back. I bought the gift wrap.
Do you want to have a look? What's with the mysterious vibe?
Please don't be annoyed with my brother.
Why would I be?
He gave you a bottle of sand for your birthday. Do you think all the research made him lose his mind?
Sand, does that mean?
Did you get the present?
Yes.
It's missing a line of writing. I'll add it later.
Does the sand have some deeper meaning?
Open it and take a sniff, see if you can smell anything.
What smell is it?
The smell of the smoke from our first successful trial.
It's a success.
Tentatively, there's actually another meaning behind this present.
What?
I'll be back very soon.